How's it going tonight, guys? Jonathan Stringer here, bringing you Chapters of Success. This week, right now, we are still going through Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard. Okay, guys, I just got to be honest. I say this every time. You got to get the book. Okay, I don't get paid to promote this. I don't sell you the book and nothing. I read the book and it changed my life. It changed my understanding of motivation. It changed my understanding of how to do the how-tos. Honestly, that's the best way to say it. And also just how to change myself so that all of my actions were just that much more impactful on my goals in my life. Okay, it's absolutely unbelievable. Okay, this week's declaration number 6. Okay, guys, this thing it's awesome. Okay, declaration number 6 is we shall not break integrity. All right, we shall not break integrity. I heard a long time ago from a gentleman. He said that leadership, if you break it down, is just integrity. He said the power of the leader is the power of their integrity. If the leader does what they're supposed to do, or not what they're supposed to, if the leader does what they say they will do, they'll have greater power. So I don't know what you're trying to be a leader of right now. Maybe you want to be a leader in your family, a leader in your business, a leader in your team, like your work team. Maybe it's a sports team, whatever it is that you're trying to be a leader of. This chapter is for you specifically. Go get this book and read just this chapter alone, and it'll change the way you're a leader. Okay? It starts out, very first quote that Brendon starts out with, says, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Now it's said by, this guy's name, I don't even know. Epictetus is how I'm going to say it. That's my guess on how to say his name. Okay? And so Brendon goes on, he starts talking about how the fact that in our darkest hours, okay, in our darkest hours, we're tempted to break our integrity. When it matters most, that's when we feel the urge rise within us to quit on what we believe, to quit being who we've said we are. When it matters most, that's whenever we stop. That's when we lay down our efforts for an integrity-filled life, and we just push them aside. All right? That's when the temptation swells within us, is when it matters most. I want you to think to yourself, have you ever made a promise to somebody and didn't keep it? Maybe you made a promise to your spouse. You made a promise to your child. You made a promise to a friend, a team, a boss, an employee. You said, no, don't worry, I've got this. I will for sure do this. You can count on me. And then all of a sudden the time goes by and you didn't do what you said you would do. A common one that we always hear from parents. No, okay, just 5 more minutes. Give Dad 5 more minutes of work, and then we'll play outside. We'll go outside, we'll throw the ball back and forth. Just give me 5 more minutes of work. And sure enough, 5 minutes goes by. Okay, maybe you say 15, who knows? But 5 minutes goes by, the kid comes walking in, hey, it's been 5 minutes. And you say, I need another 5 minutes. Boom. You just broke your integrity. You just told the child that it was more important that what you were doing than the honesty behind what you said. Okay? I guess I want to try to bring out a couple different things. Brendon goes through a couple examples in the book, and really I'm just trying to help us understand what integrity does, what aspects of our life it comes out in. Have you ever been holding back the truth when somebody's asked you a question? Okay? Have you ever decided just to shrink on achieving your goals because a challenge stood between you and them? You said, I'm going to go after my goal. I've got it. I'm for sure going to do it this time. And all of a sudden, boom, roadblock comes up. Man, it was just too hard. Couldn't do it. Right? Have you ever tried hiding who you are? I think a lot of us do this. We hide ourselves. Okay? We grow up doing it as children because we don't really know the difference necessarily, but then we get to be adults and we still hide who we are. Oh no, in front of so and so I've got to act a certain way. Well, no, I can't I can't let my friends know. I can't let my family know how I really feel, because I don't know, that'd be really rough. I can't do that. Do you guys see? Like, you're hiding yourself. I can't speak the truth right now because it might hurt somebody's feelings. Whenever we do things like that, we're breaking our integrity. Whenever we allow ourselves to even in the slightest bit fall back from what we've said, we fall back from the truth, it breaks our integrity, it breaks our power, and it breaks everything about us, guys. It's not always some dramatic movie-like, movie-esque scene either. Oftentimes in the movies, I feel like movies have done a really bad job at helping us understand success. They're good for entertainment, but like in a dilemma like this, usually it's some major catastrophic event. And the main character's sitting there like, oh my gosh, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know if I should cheat or if I should be honest. I don't know if I should steal and rob the bank, or maybe I should just keep going through life the way I am. And it's always some major dilemma that the main character is trying to wrestle with, and we don't have that. Oftentimes in our lives, the integrity that we break is on such a small scale that we don't even notice it. We don't even realize that we start being rude to somebody. We don't realize that we started, no longer showing the love and the affection to our family that we were supposed to. We no longer realize that all of a sudden we started thinking negatively about a certain group of people. We allow ourselves to slip ever so slightly. Remember in the beginning, when it matters most, that's when the temptation arises. When it matters most isn't always some big catastrophic event. Oftentimes when it matters most is when it's such a small matter. Because the moment that you slip on that tiny thing is the moment that all of a sudden life, whoever you believe is tempting you, all of a sudden at that point, that's when they say, oh, I got him. I got him once, I can get him again. If I can get him again over and over, just a tiny bit every time, before you know it, you're no longer who you're meant to be. You're no longer who you said you would be. All right, guys? I'm sorry, guys. I got ahead of myself in my notes there. Let us not forget that actions form piece by piece are a structure that represents ourselves. Sometimes that structure is strong and it's straight. It's standing there as a representation of our character. Oftentimes, though, it's crooked and it's weak because we've allowed ourselves to fail time and time again. We've allowed ourselves to give in to these small impulses time and time again. All right? Brendan writes a couple of things in his words, and I've got to read them, guys, because it's just that good. All right? It says, personal freedom and the hope of mankind rest on our commitment to stay true to ourselves, our dreams, our word, our goodness, and our loving nature. By refusing to bend on our values, we become unbreakable, solid and stable, courageous and certain, men and women of valor, worth and character. Let us build a life we are proud of. Let us declare, we shall not break integrity. He goes on to list different, he calls them 6 practices of integrity, guys. Number 1 is think before we act. It's so simple. Just think about how your actions are going to affect the bigger picture. It's not always what makes me happy right now. It's, well, how does this make me turn out as a person? Never commit to, or number 2, guys, never commit to anything where we lack passion. I've done that before. I've said, no, I'm down. Let's do this 100%. And then whenever I go into something, whenever I go into that role, all of a sudden I fail. And I don't mean fail as in like I can't get it done, but I don't get it done as good as it should have been, as good as I could have gotten it done, because I had no passion behind it. I had no desire to actually go out and accomplish that. I just did it because it made somebody feel good. All right? Number 3 is always keep our word. It's simple, guys. Don't promise something that you're not going to do. Don't tell somebody something that you don't intend to follow through with. Number 4, always treat others with respect. I don't even need to say anything on that one. Number 5 is tell the truth. Again, that goes along with keeping our word. We shouldn't be going out there and putting lies out there. We shouldn't be spreading a lie. And number 6, always favor action. And Brendan said, if we stand doubtful and delayed on the sidelines of life, it is as if we stood at the edge of a river and did not wade in to save a drowning child. Guys, that's powerful. If you whatever action that you need to be taking, you should be going and doing that. Because if you choose not to act, it's going to consume you. It's going to consume you with regret. I mean, if you think of it this way, if you felt the urge to call somebody, a family member, a long friend, somebody from a long time ago, and you felt the urge to call them, let them know that you love them, let them know that you care about them, and you didn't do that, and you wake up the next morning to get the phone call, and somebody on the other line says, hey, your friend just passed away. Your family member just passed away. Think about how that would consume you inside. You would feel terrible. All right? What if knowing, you look back, hindsight's always 20/20. You get to a point in your life and you look back and you think, oh, if I would have acted at that moment, if I would have acted at that exact moment when I had the impulse to do it, my life would be so different. My life would be full of love, excitement, enjoyment, fulfillment. But because I chose not to act, I'm none of those things. Or maybe I am some of those things, but not to the degree that I could have been. And all of a sudden regret swells within inside of you. Guys, always favor action. Action will change your life. Alright? Just in closing, guys, I want to read the last paragraph of the chapter. I always like to do this because Brendan knows such a fantastic way to wrap things up. Guys, if you can't tell, I love this book. I really do. I've never done a Chapters of Success before. This was the first one, and I made sure that it was this book on purpose because it impacted me that much. All right? And so, Brendan, last 2 paragraphs, I apologize. It says, our actions are creating a character that will stand tall or shrink into the darkness of regret. To be wise and virtuous humans, then conscientiousness is required, especially when faced with the 7 temptations of impatience, disappointment, depression, desperation, aggression, hurt, loyalty, and power. The world will constantly bombard us with opportunities to be small and catty people. It would be easy to give up on ourselves and our dreams. It would be easy to treat others poorly, but that is not our path. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain strong and true despite temptation. Freedom belongs to you. It's not your path to take the easy route. I don't ever want you to think that. I don't ever want you to take the easy route and say, that's who I am, that's who I've got to be. You are meant to be more. You're meant to be extraordinary. You're meant to be great. You're meant to go out there and change the world. And go out there and do it. Declare to yourself that you will not break your integrity. That you will not lose your power. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. And I can't wait for next week's. I know I say this week after week. I love this book though. I honestly can't wait for the next week of Chapters of Success. It's another chapter full of just gold. Absolute gold that's going to change your life. You guys have an amazing night, and bye-bye for now.